Dear students, today we will go through the same unit that is Introduction to Nursing. We have discussed until the functions of a professional nurse in the previous class. Okay, so we will next slide will discuss about the history of nursing. Okay, history of nursing. So nursing in India has passed through many phases. Okay, so these phases were necessary to meet the changing needs of the society, and a knowledge of its general history would help one to understand and interpret the changes that have taken place in this field. Okay, in nursing field. So nursing is not a product of modern medicine. Nursing, like any other disciplines and or profession, has undergone noticeable changes. So the process in nursing has been relatively slow in the early period of independence. Okay, the ancient records of India indicate the principles and practices of nursing. So there are so clear, intelligent, and scientific that many of them might fit into any of the modern textbook. The nurses were usually young men, and only in special cases, women were taken for conducting childbirth. Okay, so mostly nurses were usually young men only. Okay, they're taking young men, and only in very special cases women are taken only for conducting childbirth. Okay, so the process of nursing in India was obstructed by the low state of women. Okay, so the system, mainly the process the progress of nursing in India was obstructed by the low caste of women, the caste system, illiteracy, due to uneducation. Okay, and political unrest. So these are the progress these are the obstructed part. Okay, these are the obstructions. Okay, you can say the which obstructing the progress of nursing. Okay, so military nursing was the earliest type of nursing. So in 1664, the East India Company started a hospital for soldiers in a house at Fort St. George, Madras. Okay, in 1664, nursing was started. Okay, started military nursing was earliest type of nursing. Okay, so in 1664, the East India Company started a hospital for soldiers in the house at Fort St. George, Madras. Okay, next the first sister were sent from St. Thomas Hospital, London, okay, to this military hospital. So in 1797, a lying in a hospital maternity for the poor of Madras was built with the help of subscriptions by Dr. John Underwood. Okay, so next in 1854, the government sanctioned a training school for midwives in Madras. So first government sanctioned the training school for midwives in Madras in 1854. Okay, so next Florence Nightingale was the first woman to have great influence over nursing in India. Okay, so as you know, Florence Nightingale is the first woman. Okay, first woman to have great influence over nursing in India, and had a close knowledge of Indian conditions, especially army. Okay, in army. So she was interested in nursing services. Okay, for the civilian population, though her first interest was the welfare of the army in India. Okay, so Nightingale is Florence Nightingale was interested in nursing services for the civilian population. Okay, so through her first interest, she was the welfare of the through though her first interest was the welfare of the army in India. So Florence Nightingale was the first woman to have great influence over nursing in India. So for that we are studying. So for her we are studying nursing now. Okay. So she was the great influence over the nursing in India. Okay. So in 1865, Miss Florence Nightingale drew up some detailed, okay, that is suggestions on a system of nursing for hospitals in India. So graduates were sent out from the Nightingale School of Nurses at St. Thomas Hospital in England to start similar schools in our country. Okay, so St. Stephen's Hospital at Delhi was the first one to begin training the Indian girls as nurses in 1867. So in 1867, St. Stephen Hospital in Delhi, it was the first hospital who began training the Indian girls as nurses. Okay, who given nursing training to the Indian girls in Delhi when it was started in 1867. Okay, so in 1871 later the first school of nursing was started in Government General Hospital Madras with 6 months of diploma midwives program with 4 midwife students. Okay, with 4 midwife students in 1871 the in Madras the first school of nursing was started by Government General Hospital. Okay, so 4 lady superintendents and 4 trained nurses from England were posted to Madras. Okay, after that, after uh, uh, after the school of nursing was started, after that 4 lady superintendents and 4 trained nurses were posted from England to Madras. Okay, so between 1890 and 1900, many schools under either missions or government were started in various parts of India. Okay, so in the early 20th century, National Nursing Association were started. So in 1800, then in 1897, Dr. B.C. Roy did great work in raising the standards of nursing and that of male and female nurses. Later in 1908, the Trained Nurses Association of India was formed as it was felt to uphold the dignity and the honor of nursing profession. Okay, then in 1918, the training schools were started for health visitors and dyes. Okay, so dyes at Delhi and Karachi. Okay, in 1918, the training schools were started. Okay, where at Delhi and Karachi. So 2 English nurses, Miss Griffin and Miss Graham, were appointed to give training to and to supervise the nurses. Okay, so after training schools were started, no, after that 2 English nurses, Miss Griffin and Miss Graham, were appointed to give training and to supervise the nurses. Okay, then in 1926, Madras State formed the first registration council to provide basic standards of education and training. Okay, in 1926, the first registration council to provide basic standards in education and training who started which state started Madras State formed. Okay, so in 1926, Madras State formed the first registration council. Okay, Then the first 4 year basic bachelor degree program was established in 1946 at the RAC College of Nursing in Delhi and Vellore. Okay, when the first 4 year basic bachelor's degree program were started or were established in 1946. Okay, these things, these years should you should have to remember. Okay, in 1946, which college started? At RAC College of Nursing in Delhi or Vellore. Mm, this college started the first 4 year basic bachelor degree program. Okay, established the first 4 year basic bachelor degree program in 1946. Okay, so with the assistance from the Rockefeller Foundation, seventh health centers were set up between 1931 to 1939 in the cities of Delhi, Madras, Bangalore, Lucknow, Trivandrum, Pune, and Kolkata. Okay, so next, in 1947, after the independence, okay, the community development program and the expansion of hospital service created a large demand for nurses, auxiliary nurse midwives, health visitors, midwives, nursing tutors, and nursing administrators. So after the independence in 1946, sorry 47, after the independence, the community development program and the expansion of hospital services created a large demand for nurses, like health visitors, nursing tutors, nursing administrators, midwives. Okay, so next, the Indian Nursing Council was passed by our ordinance on December 31st in 1947. The council was constituted in 1949. Okay, so the the Indian Nursing Council was passed on December 31st, 1947. Okay, so it was then it was constituted in 1949. So in 1956, Miss Andrenala was appointed. Andrenala was appointed as the nursing advisor to the government of India. Okay, to government of India. So in 1956, you have to remember this year. Okay, in 1956, Miss Andrumlala was appointed as the nursing advisor to government of India. So in development of nursing in India was greatly influenced by the Christiana missionaries. Okay, World War, British rule, and by the international agencies such as WHO, UNICEF, Red Cross, UNSAID. Okay, so these are the missionaries or world war. The development of nursing in India was greatly influenced by this. Okay, then the first master degree course a 2 year graduate program was began in 1960 at the College of Nursing. Okay, which is in Delhi. So in Delhi, 1960, the first master degree course was started. Okay, was begun. Then in 1963, later the School of Nursing in Trivandrum instituted the first 2 years post certificate bachelor degree program. Okay, so that we are calling that, what is that course? Post basic BSc. Okay, in 1963 it was begun by the School of Nursing in Trivandrum, which is instituted the first 2 years post certificate bachelor degree program. Okay, the associations such as International Council of Nurses, the Nurses Auxiliary of the CMA of India, TNAI, Indian Nursing Council, and state level registration council are closely connected with the promotion and the upliftment of the of the nursing profession. Okay, then next we will discuss about the nursing as a profession. So nursing as a profession, what do we mean by profession? We'll discuss. Okay, so profession is defined as an occupation with ethical components that is devoted to the promotion of human and social welfare. Okay, so profession is defined as an occupation with ethical components. With ethics means some rules are there. Okay, by following some rules that is devoted to the promotion of human and social welfare. Okay, so what is the definition of profession? Profession is a form of employment, especially one that is respected in society as honorable and is possible only for an educated person. Okay, and after training in some special branch of knowledge. Okay, so a profession is defined as a form of employment, especially one that is respected in society. Who is respected in society as honorable, respected as honorable, and is possible only for an educated. This profession is possible only for the educated person after training in some special branches. Okay, after training in some particular branches of knowledge. Okay, so this is the definition of profession. Next we'll see about a in professional nurse. Okay, so it is a graduate of an recognized nursing school who has met the requirement for a registered nursing in a state in which she is licensed to practice. Okay, so what do you mean by professional nurse? It is a graduate of an recognized nursing school. Okay, graduate from an from a recognized nursing school who is recognized by the uh, INC in our country, that is INC. Okay, INC and State Nursing Council, who that institution should recognized by the state government and by the national government. Okay, so who has meet the requirement for a registered nursing? Who has meet? Who should she should meet the requirement for a registered nursing in a state in which she is licensed to practice. Okay, so this is known as professional nurse. So she will call as professional nurse who is who is a graduate of an recognized from a recognized institution. Okay, state and government, state government and national government recognized institution who has meet all the criteria requirement. She should meet the require all the requirement for registered nursing in a state in which she is licensed to practice. Okay, next we will discuss about the characteristics of a professional nurse. So the nurse should have the following qualities. Okay, honesty and loyalty. She should be honest and loyal. Okay, loyal means a nurse accept the client as he is. Okay, loyal in the sense nurse should accept the client as she is or as he is. She recognizes the client as a person and understand empathetically his feelings, the patient's feelings. Okay, honest in the sense I can say having the nurse should have this quality, humble and honest. Okay, humble and honest. So the nurse develops the rapport and gains trust of the client. Okay, she should develop develop rapport and gains the trust of the client. And an honest nurse gives explanation regarding the treatment. Okay, then discipline and obedience, she should follow the discipline rules. Okay, rules of that hospital or healthcare organization. And obedience, should be a obedient person. She should be obedient for her job. She should maintain the discipline. Okay, then alertness and intelligent observation, she should have that power of alertness and intelligent observation. Okay, so you can say, she says, in us must be no gossip, no vain talk. Okay, be strictly sober and honest for her job. Okay, so she should be a close and a quick observer. She must have a respect for her calling. Okay, she must be a woman to delegate and decent feelings. Okay, so technical impotence, something, some knowledge about the technical, she should have to gain technical impotence. She should know the uses of technical technique use or technique use or procedures. Okay, procedures, medical technique use, she should have that knowledge. Then she should have adjustability, capacity or capability, adjustability. Okay, she should adjust with the staff, healthcare team. Okay, this quality is important. Then she should ability, she should have ability to inspire confidence. Okay, then resourcefulness. So nurse is to competent, nurse is competent enough and has a capability to give care effectively. Okay, she should give she should have that much capable, she should have that much capability to give effective care. Okay, to the patient. Okay, then she should the professional nurse works as a supervisor to the junior nursing staff. Okay, she should be have that leadership quality, good supervisor. Okay, a nurse works as a professional supervisor. Nurse works as a supervisor to the junior nursing staff as well as other employees while performing their duties. Okay, so she should have that power to keen observe. Okay, so while dealing with the client, a client while the nurse has to deal with the client, a nurse observes keenly. She should observe keen, K double E NLY, keenly his verbal as well as his non-verbal comments or behaviors. Okay, patients verbal or non-verbal comments. Okay, she should keenly observe. Then as a professional nurse should have the self-confidence. Okay, self-confidence, because of which she will be able to take decisions and provide holistic care. Okay, so that's why she should have self-confidence. She should be capable to give better effective care to the patient. Okay, so professional nurse treats each client without any prejudice or personal interest. She should provide care to the patient fairly. Okay, to every client, to every each and every client, she should give or provide care fairly. Okay, next we'll see dignity. Okay, dignity, sympathy, intelligence and common sense, patience and sense of humor, then good physical and mental health, then gentleness and quietness. So as a nurse, she should maintain the dignity. Okay, dignity, and uh, she should maintain, she should be empathetic. Okay, sorry, she should be sympathetic, or she should have sympathy towards the patients. towards the patient or towards the patient family. Okay, she should be a good listener. So which is the best quality of nurse. Okay, so this makes the nurse to understand client's view by active listening. So while nurse is listening to the patient quietly. Okay, so it helps to understand the client's view, client's problem by active listening. Okay, so she identifies client's needs and provides care accordingly. Okay, then she must have good intelligence. Okay, she should be a good intelligence and good common sense. Okay, she should intelligent and common basic common sense she should have. Okay, so then patient and sense of humor. Patience is necessary in the nursing, basically in the nursing field. Okay, so she should have enough patience while she is doing her duty. Okay, during giving the patient care. Okay, during providing the care to the patient, she must have enough patience, and she should work with the enough patience. Okay, so sense of she must have sense of humor. Okay, sense of humor. So registered nurse has ability to identify the problems before they occur. So for example, nurse can judge that a bedridden client is prone to develop pressure also. So due to this judging ability, okay, she can prevent the occurrence of such type of complications. So these are the common sense, or you can say judgment and common sense. Okay, so these are this type of common sense she must have. Okay, and so patience and sense of humor, she I have already told. Okay, she should maintain a good physical and mental. She should have good physical and mental health. Okay, then only she can give better treatment, or she can provide better care for the patient. Okay, she should maintain gentle gentleness and quietness. Okay, quietness, as I said, good she should be a good listener while she's in the in her duty. Okay, good listener or quietness, it is a best quality of a nurse, which makes the nurse to understand the client's view. Okay, client's view by active listening. So this helps to identify the client's needs and provides care accordingly. Okay, then we'll discuss about the philosophy of nursing. Philosophy of nursing is the philosophy of nursing education provides directive knowledge and guiding principles which unify and serve as criteria for evaluation of aims and processes. Okay, so philosophy, what do you mean by philosophy? So philosophy means we are studying about the fundamental of nature, knowledge. We are studying about the whole thing. Okay, so philosophy of nursing education, which provides directive knowledge. Okay, directive knowledge and which guiding principles. Principles means in the sense rules. Okay, principles which unify and serve as criteria for evaluating of aims and processes. Okay, so what are the main aims of philosophy of nursing? The aim of the undergraduate nursing program, we will discuss about the aims of undergraduate nursing program. So to prepare graduates to assume responsibilities as professional component nurses and midwives in providing promotive, preventive, curative and rehabilitative services. Okay, so the main first aim of the undergraduate nursing program is to prepare graduates to assume responsibilities as professional competent nurses and midwives in promoting preventive, curative and rehabilitative services. Okay, then the next aim, to prepare nurses who can make independent decisions in nursing situation. Okay, to prepare nurses who can make independent decisions in nursing profession. Okay, then protect the rights and facilitate individuals and groups in pursuit of health, function in the hospital, community nursing services, and conduct research studies in the areas of nursing practices. So they also expected to assume the role of teacher, supervisor, and manager in the clinical and public health setting. Okay, so second aim, what is that? To prepare nurses who can make independent decisions in nursing situations. Okay, they can make independent decisions in the nursing field, nursing situation. Then they can protect the rights and facilitate individuals and groups in pursuit of health, function in the hospital, community nursing services, and conduct research studies in the areas of nursing practice. Okay, so they also expected, sometimes they also expected to assume the role of teacher, as a supervisor, as a manager in clinical and public health setting. Then next we'll discuss about the objectives. What are all the main objectives? So first one is to apply knowledge from physical, biological and behavioral sciences, medicine including alternative systems, and providing nursing care to individuals, families and communities. So first one is to apply the knowledges. Okay, several type of knowledges from physical, biological and behavioral sciences. Okay, we are giving physical, biological and behavioral sciences, medicine also including. Okay, alternative systems are also including within that, and providing nursing care to individuals, not only individuals but also we are providing care to the family, to the community also. Okay, then demonstrate understanding of lifestyle. So we are demonstrating to understand the lifestyle and other factors which are affecting the health of the individual and the groups. Okay, so we are demonstrating, we are making them understand of the lifestyle and other factors also. We are making them understand what are the other factors which are influencing the health, okay, of the individual, which are affecting the health condition or health of the individuals. So which we are making them understand by demonstrating. Okay, making understand, make them understand. Okay, uh, which helps them to control the diseases. Okay, and maintain a good health. So next one is to provide nursing care based on steps of nursing processes in collaboration with the individuals and groups. Okay, to provide nursing care based on steps of nursing process. Okay, we are providing nursing care by following some steps of nursing processes. Okay, nursing processes steps we are following in collaboration with the individuals and groups. With collaboration means togetherly we are working with the individuals and cooperating, we are by cooperation or collaboration with the individuals or groups. Okay, the next one is to demonstrate critical thinking skill in making decisions in all situations in order to provide quality care. Okay, to demonstrate critical thinking skill in making decisions while making decisions in all situations in order to provide for, why we are doing, to provide main aim is a main goal we have to achieve, that is to provide quality care to the patient. Okay, so that's why we are demonstrating critical thinking. Okay, critical thinking skill in making decisions in all situations in order to provide better and quality care to the patient. Okay, then to utilize the latest trends, to utilize the latest trends and technology in providing healthcare. So the in each second technologies are improving. Okay, in each and every second new technologies are coming. So that's why in healthcare system also there are many machines and techniques are there. We are using usually using in a hospital. Many advanced technologies are there. So we should have to know basic ideas. We should have basic, as a nurse we should have to know how what are the uses and how it will operate. Okay, so that's why utilize the latest trends. We are utilizing the latest trends and technology in providing healthcare. While we are providing the healthcare to the patient, we should have to utilize the latest trends. Okay, advanced trends, advanced technologies we have to adopt, and we have to utilize while we are giving treatment, while we are providing healthcare to the patient. Then provide promotive, preventive and restorative health services in line with the national health policies and programs. Okay, so to provide promotion, we are providing care to promote the patient's condition. Okay, patient's health. Then prevention of the prevention of the diseases. Okay, illness of the patient. Okay, preventive and restoration of the health, restoration health of the patient. Okay, to promote promotion of, to promote the health of the patient, to prevent illness and to restorative health services in line with the national health policies and programs. Okay, so we are following there are many national health policies and programs are there, so which are formed by the several government or non-government services. Okay, so agencies also there, healthcare agencies are also there. So there are many programs, policies are there, you have to follow while we are which are using those programs we are following, those policies we are following to provide promotive, preventive and restorative health services. Okay, then practice within the framework of code of ethics and professional conduct and acceptable standards of practice within the legal boundaries. Okay, so there are certain rules and regulations, code of ethics. Okay, rules or principles are there, so we should have while we are giving treatment, while we are providing care to the patient, we should have to follow some code of ethics principles. Okay, so we should have to practice within the framework of code of ethics and professional conduct and acceptable standards of practice within the legal boundaries. Okay, we should have to practice within the legal boundaries while we are taking care of the patient. Okay, in the healthcare organization, so there are certain rules, regulations, code of ethics we have to follow. Okay, there are certain framework, within the framework we have to practice our we have to practice. Okay, next we'll discuss about the functions of INC. So INC has to establish the monitor a uniform standard of nursing education for nurses, midwives, auxiliary nurse midwives, and health visitors by doing inspection of the institution. Okay, so next one is INC has to recognize the qualifications under section 10 to 4 of the Indian Nursing Council Act, and according to 1947, in 1947, for the purpose of registration and employment in India and abroad. Okay, he has to INC has to recognize the qualification under section 10 to 4 in 4 of the Indian Nursing Council Act, and in 1947, for the purpose of registration and employment in India and in abroad. Okay, he has the power to give approval for registration of Indian and foreign nurses processing foreign qualification under section 11(2)(a) of the Indian Nursing Council Act in 1947. Okay, to prescribe minimum standard of education, INC is prescribing minimum standard. Here's the main function. This is the main function. Another important function of INC to prescribe minimum standard of education and training in various nursing programs. Okay, and prescribe the syllabus and regulations for nursing programs. Next, power to withdraw the recognition of qualification under section 14 of the act case in case the institution fails to maintain its standard under the section 14a 14(1)(b), that an institution recognized by a state council for the training of nurses, midwives, auxiliary nurse midwives, or health visitors doesn't satisfy the requirements of the council. Okay, so INC has the power to withdraw the recognition also. Okay, withdraw the recognition of qualification. So in case of if the institution fails to maintain the basic standards, the fails to maintain its standards. Okay, which are the standards, basic standards? If that institution has failed, okay, institution fails to maintain, then the INC has the power to withdraw the recognition of qualification. Okay, so that an institution recognized by the state council for the training of nurses. Okay, so health visitors doesn't satisfy the requirement. If the health visitors doesn't satisfy the requirements of the council, that INC has the power to withdraw the recognition of qualification. Okay, there are some sections. So under the sections, he has the power to withdraw his recognition. Then to advise the state nursing council, examining boards, state governments and central government in various important items regarding nursing education in the country. Okay, so INC has the function to advise the state nursing councils, examining boards. Okay, he used to advise he has the power to advise the state nursing councils, examining the boards. These are the main functions. Okay, important functions of INC. State government and central government, the INC advising to state governments and central government in various important items regarding nursing education in the country. Okay, next we'll see to regulate the training policies and programs in the field of nursing. So INC regulating the training policies and programs in the field of nursing. Then INC recognize institutions, organizations, universities imparting a master degree, bachelor's degree, PG diploma certificate courses in the field of nursing. Okay, then to recognize degree, diploma, certificate awarded by foreign universities, institutions on reciprocal basis. Okay, to promote research in nursing, promoting INC promoting research. Okay, in nursing, to maintain Indian nurses register for registration of of nursing professional. Okay, to maintain Indian nurses register for registration of nursing profession personnel. INC is maintaining. INC has the function to maintain Indian nurses register for registration of nursing personnel. Okay, register. So then to prescribe code of ethics and professional conduct to improve the quality of nursing educations. So INC has a function to improve the quality of nursing education. Here the INC has to work for improving the quality of nursing educations. So these are the main functions of INC. Next class we will discuss about the role of SNA. what do you mean by SNA, and what are the main role of SNA. Okay, next class we'll discuss about all those things. So today I'm going to wind up my sessions, today's sessions, with this slide. Okay, if you have any doubt, you can put a message, you can ask me personally. Okay, thank you.